Joe, we'll wait for Joe. Joe will.
Jazz hands.
So jazz hands. Here we go. Jazz hands. There we go. So we got Austin doing jazz hands from Gunstreamer. There you go. Mark's jazz handed from Fit and Fire. Ken. Yes, it's fortuitous. This is episode 223 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Tonight we're talking about YouTube deleting Second Amendment videos and what is the Gunstreamer platform. And for that, of course, we've got Austin right here from Gunstreamer to answer all your questions, take all your advice, do every single thing that you guys say should be on the platform. Right, Austin?
Yes, right.
Sure. Sure. We've also got joining, of course, returning as well as Austin's been here before, but Ken from K&M Arms. What's up, Ken?
Hey.
One of my favorite gun builder dudes. Ken, I think that your headset is way too small. I'm used to you having big, massive headsets.
I know. I
just came in. So what's up to everyone out there? Please, guys, hit the thumbs ups. Okay, we need those thumbs ups. That's how we we'll get our audience generated here and get other folks in. And if you can, please share this video. I'm going to go through really quick, as I often do, and shout out everyone in the chat here as fast as I can. I see Special K's in the chat, Christopher Williams, Boss Hog, Jay Brennan, STL Storm Spotter, Corey Williams, The Archangel is also in there, Ridge Runner. Let's see who else. We got Chris Bullis, Razor JB, Big Dick Willie is back in the house. Shout out to Big Dick. Big Dick Willie is in the building. LV Louis Cypher, SoCal Gunner as well. Let's see who else we get. Michael Pro, James Lawson, the Anku, Sergeant Poppy, Bricks, Mr. Bullshitter is also back. Shout out to him. Ghetto Hood Gamer as well. James Miller, Tacos and French Fries, The Pants, Music Lover, Rex Allen. He says he's in and he's thumbed up. All of you guys get the thumbs ups out there.
Way to go, Rex.
Absolutely, yeah. Rex Allen, that's one of your guys, right?
Yes. Yep. He's a customer.
Yes, absolutely. And he told me about what as well. Let's see. I shoot my AK naked. I would. Okay, sometimes I do shoot my AK naked, but I shoot my AK naked is the guy's name as well. Andrew Thomas, The Tyven Show, John Gillian, Henry 42, Tattoo Jason. I think I said Music Lover. Let's see who we got in here. Psycho 316, Jerry Woodman, Kentucky Guns and Radio, Imposter, Dejected Sasquatch. Wow. He says, made it live. So that's probably the first time he's come on. Gen Z2A. All those people. If there's anyone else that I miss and you need a shout out, please let me know and I'll be sure to shout you out there as well. Since we've got a bunch of people here, I think I'm kind of gonna like jump in here and well, actually, you know what? First, let me get, in case people don't know who's all on the panel, I'm gonna try to like go through. Well, you guys know Joe, right? So Joe, we don't have to introduce, like get you to tell people who you are, really, dude. Yeah, well, you could real quick tell the folks out there, if you don't know about 13C Gun Reviews, what is 13C Gun Reviews?
Sure. So 13C Gun Reviews is mostly me, sometimes my wife, sometimes some friends who are different people in the industry and or medical profession who will hop on and give some different opinions. And we do firearms, guns, gear review, optics, anything inside the outdoor realm generally. And we also offer political commentary and thoughts as well, because in my opinion, you really can't separate the two.
Okay, awesome. And then we also have Austin from Gunstreamer. Austin, do you want to tell us what Gunstreamer is real quick and who you are, background, etc.? Are you muted? Is Austin muted? We're not hearing you.
Hi.
Yeah, there you go.
So my name is Austin Roberts. I'm the founder of Gunstreamer, prepping, anything, what have you. Really anything is okay there. But we've been live for 5 months, 4 or 5 months maybe now, and rocking and rolling. Things are going great. So hit me with your questions.
Absolutely.
I'll be happy to answer some of them.
Okay, yes, and you guys can put questions here in the chat. If you're watching this later, you can still put make comments and all that kind of stuff. We'll see if we can get as many of those answered. Of course, you could just go to gunstreamer.com and sign up there. We're going to get into that whole and talk about it. But next, we're going to introduce Mark from Fit and Fire. Mark, what's up, man? Tell us,
Hey.
tell the audience who you are and what you do.
Appreciate you having me on tonight. Again, my name's Mark. I decided to go ahead and get out after my time with the 101st Airborne. Came home and got into the civilian sector and decided, why not give this YouTube thing a try? So I focus in on guns, gear, and the fitness to run both. Most of my guns and gear stuff is focused on YouTube, and then a lot of my fitness stuff is over on Instagram. So check me out on both of those platforms.
Awesome. Thank you. And as Mark said, check him out, subscribe, kind of stuff. Same thing to 13C Gun Reviews as well. Okay, and last but not least, my friend for a long time, probably one of my oldest friends in the gun game, Ken from K&M Arms. Do you just want to tell people about K&M, what you do?
Sure. Small firearms manufacturer. Decided to get into the game about 5 years ago. Decided to jump into the bullpup platform and went through and fixed a lot of the issues that were problems with bullpups. Trigger, ergonomics, plastic. So went through and did a design that I felt was a solid. Hey, there you go. Looks nice. Kind of looks like mine. Have the best one out there, but they still haven't been able to catch me. So that's a good thing still.
Right. Awesome.
So we're just rocking and rolling. We first launched the 223 platform, then we launched the 308, and we're launching the 300 Blackout right now. I've already got about 30 models running through the shop right now as a pre-production run, just to make sure everything is going smooth and fine. And some of those people that aren't expecting a email saying, "Hey, I've got a 300 Blackout for you," are going to be surprised here pretty soon.
Okay. All right. So that's good news. And let me before we get into the topics here, I see Corey Williams is in the chat. Shout out to her. So Christopher Williams, I know he's not doing that well. She says #kidney for Chris. So there you go. If there's anyone out there that can help out with those efforts. She says transplant is August 22nd. So that's good news. Sounds like there's good news there. I know the guys in the chat are probably up to speed with everything going on there. So our best wishes go out to Christopher Williams and of course Corey Williams, his wife. They both support what we do here. So it's good to see that stuff's going in the right direction there. All right. So the big thing that we're going to talk about here tonight, we set up this show to have Austin from Gunstreamer come on and explain what the Gunstreamer platform is and why he thinks you guys should get on there. I met Austin and I've spent some time talking to him, and I thought that would be great. Now, coincidentally, there's lots of YouTube and other social media platform larceny going on out there. So that's kind of like how we wound up getting all these other folks here on the platform. So I think we should probably start with that. And who's having troubles right now on YouTube?
Well, I had my first video deleted yesterday.
Okay, so
Same here.
Just out of the blue, no warning, no nothing, no opportunity to have it come back. It's gone. I have a backup copy, so I mean it's really not gone, but it's been deleted off of YouTube. And I did not violate any of their rules of content. It just is gone. All
right, cool. What was the title of that video? What was it about?
It was M17S 308 pre-production.
Okay. And how old was it?
3 years old.
Wow. Okay. Now I see 904 in the chat. He said, guys, we had a video deleted too. I did hear about 904 Outdoor, 704 Tactical, several other folks out there that got videos deleted. So Ken, you definitely got a video deleted. And did YouTube give you an excuse?
No. All they said was that it violated their policy and guidelines. Out and went on to YouTube and found out what their user guidelines were for firearms, and I had no links, and I was not, selling, to a private individual. the only thing I gave my website, verbally at the, at the end of the video, but that was it.
Okay. Did you get a community strike? Are you monetized?
No.
Okay,
No,
you're
I'm
not
not
monetized.
monetized. And they did say in it that this is not generating a strike. It's just your video's gone.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go to Mark. What happened with your channel, Mark?
Yeah. So yesterday I was also notified that I had a video deleted. It was my AR pistol upgrade SB Tactical SBL video. So I was discussing the SBL brace from SB Tactical, and I am very thoroughly knowledgeable in the new policies from YouTube, and I've complied with all of those. The video was uploaded on June 6th, so a couple months old, and just like that, gone. I have filed an appeal to say, hey, it doesn't violate any of your policies, so it's gone. I posted the form letter from YouTube on Instagram so everybody can see exactly what it says, and it is very ambiguous.
Did you get anything deleted? Do you have any? I know you've had it in the past, so have I. Anything new?
Yeah. So on the YouTube side, no, everything that I've been striked for, I've appealed and it's been overturned. My monetization has been about 50-50 on the appeals for that. But what I did have happen today is something that hasn't happened before in regards to, it's not YouTube related, but it is Google related for AdSense. So I've got a website, 13C Gun Reviews, and I post articles on there. And those articles I will have, on YouTube, you can't post direct link to manufacturers. I tell people in the videos, 13cgunreviews.com, check out the article. We'll link through there, which is, pretty standard for everybody there. So you're not directly linking to that. 13C Gun Reviews doesn't sell guns or firearms or any accessories or anything at that site. I just sell me. Okay. So an email from AdSense, and I just had a chance to look at it, and I tried to click through the links that are in there. And what they said is that they detected yesterday they detected something on one of my pages that doesn't comply, and AdSense ads won't be shown on that page until I correct it or delete the AdSense links off that page. Now, it doesn't say what page, it doesn't say what was violated, what page, nothing. I mean, that's it. And anything you click on there is just to their general rules and policies. So I have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, I have no idea. Wow. And that kind of falls, I think, in line with what I'm seeing as a pattern cross-platform of all the delisting them on the Google search engine, I feel like, anyway, because they're already doing a lot of shadow bans where if you do clean searches from different computers, I go to a lot of different offsite things for the day job. Sometimes I'll do some searches while I'm there just to see what turns up. And there's stuff that's buried, pages and pages deep.
A little bit of a different story.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, you guys would be competition for their YouTube arm, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joe, you said that they didn't tell you what it was specifically that was the problem, so you can do something about it?
No. I mean, and I'm looking here, I'll bring it out, and I'm looking at it now. It just says an overview of recent activity related to violations found on specific pages of your website. Okay. It says, as enforcement statuses may change over time, please refer to the page level enforcement sections of AdSense Policy Center. There's a hot link there, which just goes to an overall thing. Please note this report doesn't cover violations that may or may not have happened on an overall site or account level, and then just some blah, blah, blah stuff. In the last 24 hours, and then it says new violations detected. As a result, ad serving has been restricted or disabled on pages where it violates, and there's a highlight for AdSense program policies. Further details on enforcement can be found in the AdSense Help Center hot link, and then another general hot link to AdSense program policies. Kind regards, Google Publisher Policy, and this is actually an official Google email. It's not like spam or anything. This is real, and it's it is what it is. So I can't make heads or tails of what it is necessarily. I mean, I don't make a lot of money on my AdSense anyway from the website. It's not like a ton of money anyway. I can replace most of those things with things from the various different sites that I hot link to already. Just like everybody else. The you know, through Avant Link and all those different things. I mean, I can do those different types of widgets. It's not the end of the world, but it is easy to have one or two boxes that are there to, you know, help bring in at least enough money a month to cover hosting fees and various things.
Okay. Is anyone having any problems like getting my thing? I know Tyven Show is having some issues. If anyone else is, let me know. I don't know what about it from here. If I really had to, I could probably shut down a couple of things that I have open. So just let me know if you guys are seeing anything. So we know that YouTube, I think, what was it? YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, and something else went after Alex Jones.
Spotify
as well.
Spotify, yeah, they all went after Alex Jones, shut him down. I think we're seeing a lot of things out. I think they're testing things out there again, you know, and sounds like Alex Jones is kind of like a test case for that. He got shut down. I see Cyrus 308 says that he's been shadow banned on Twitter, and today it got like really, really bad. We can definitely have. I think Twitter did not mess with Alex Jones.
That's correct.
Yeah. So this kind of stuff is going on. From my understanding, I think that Alex Jones kind of, I think he's putting stuff up on YouTube, right? So he discovered YouTube. I don't know, Austin, do you have any kind of like feedback on all this, everything that's going on here with all these problems that people are having? Do you think it's normal? Do you think it's a ramp up?
Oh, I definitely think it's a ramp up. I think just these little pieces of evidence that we see, you know, things like your experience here, where they didn't specifically have a reason, and it turns out you didn't do anything that violated their terms. You know, these are just little pieces of the puzzle that are coming together. If they wanted to, they could slam the hammer today and just block everything, right? They could block everything that they think violates their policies, but they're not. They're going very slow about this. I think there's a strategy here for them. I think if they did everything at once, they would probably run into some pretty big problems. So I think their strategy is to kind of take it slow, and, you know, the waves will come, and they're just going to keep on coming, and it's just going to get worse and worse. That's how I feel.
Okay. Anyone else want to jump in on this?
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest things that you and I talked about, Hank, today, no content that is anti-freedom, or I should say that is pro-freedom, I guess, or pro-firearm, pro-Second Amendment, left or right-leaning, conservative-leaning. Any of that stuff will eventually get so pushed out of the mainstream that the new norm is the moderate or left. That's the way I kind of see it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think one of the reasons why they're trying, you know, the death by 1,000 cuts is if they were to cut off, let's say they cut off all gun content, you know, tomorrow morning they just flip the switch, no more gun content, and they trashed all of our channels, right? There are tens of millions of Americans who would be really pissed, and they would immediately flood to the other sites, right? So if what they can do is slowly whittle down content, slowly wean people off of it, in addition to that, all the other sites that are trying to get that foothold, that toehold, like Gunstreamer, Full 30, stuff like that, they're starving them and bleeding them for cash while some views are still being maintained on YouTube, right? So I think that's part of their, I mean, I don't know if the upper level, they're that far connected into it, but if I was YouTube and I wanted to I wanted to eliminate gun content and not lose subscribers to other services, that's what I would do. I would slowly start bleeding things down, and then so that there's no mad rush to any other site, and just whittle it down eventually. And then by the time the content's gone, all these other sites that were trying to, you know, have been bled of cash, and they just don't have the views, and they can't survive. They put themselves out of business because they weren't able to hold on because they couldn't get the views.
So do we really think, and this is for anyone out there, do you really think that they're worried about the other pro-Second Amendment, pro-freedom, you know, whatever we want to call ourselves? Do you really think they're worried about those channels, or are they more worried about the competition from Facebook?
I think it's Facebook, but Facebook puts a lot of ghost restrictions on a lot of gun content anyway. I think they're more worried about, I mean, what would happen to, you know, Gunstreamer, for example. Let's say you guys got 10 million new subscribers, or not, platform users tomorrow, right? That signed up and joined your site tomorrow. The amount of industry that would go to advertise and do different things would be fantastic for you guys, right?
Yeah.
So you would then have a resource pool to grow your site, open it up possibly to be doing other things, and then ultimately compete video hosting site later on down the road once you had a strong contingent. I mean, a lot of people there's a sleeping minority in the gun community that is very docile and doesn't pay attention. At the same time, there's a galvanizing force that can, when it wants to, do things, right? I mean, we can pretty much count Trump's victory to the gun vote swinging things over. So there were a lot of gun Democrats and liberals that voted for Trump and crossed lines. I mean, we know that here in Indiana, right? There's no way Trump got 60+% of the vote without a ton of Democrats crossing the line. We know it.
Well, we know that we can definitely sell guns.
Right. We don't mean that they're not smart in business world.
Okay.
That makes sense.
What do you think about all of this, Ken? I know you're coming from a point of view of being a manufacturer, and you probably don't have a ton of videos on your site. I think you said you don't have a ton, but
yeah.
How do you see all of this? Are you now worried about it, now paying attention, or have you been looking at it before?
Well, I've been just kind of watching it. I figured that, I'm so small and I'm not monetized that, YouTube is not ever going to come at me, and, I'll be okay. And it has been like that for the longest time, but as of yesterday, I now have to start thinking about it. I mean, I have been thinking about it. I have been looking out there, other sites, that are posting stuff, and I've tried to get on Full30, but, they're not letting just anybody on. You have to be somebody special, I guess, to get on there. I mean, I contacted them yesterday and said, hey, what's the deal? And I can't get on there, so I have to move on. So that's why I signed up yesterday for, Gunstreamer, and, get on there, and we'll put all of our stuff up there, and I'll just move everything from YouTube. And, and to me, I'll just go through and delete my channel on YouTube. I mean, to me, it won't do anything for me. I might as well just have everything in another location so that people aren't wondering, oh, is he posting stuff here? Is he posting stuff there? I'll just leave it all together. It doesn't do anything for me now.
Okay.
So that's the way I look at it. Becoming far and far less effective. Okay. Most of mine is either word of mouth. You doing a video, someone else doing a video and mentioning me, and then they Google me, and then they go to my website, and all of my videos have links from the website to the YouTube videos. So I'll just change all the links and change them over to another platform and call it a day.
Okay, that's an interesting take on it. Okay, but like I'm messing around with my lighting over here and stuff like that. I'm trying to, I'm distracted by whatever is going on with.
You weren't just giving me the hand.
No. I'm trying to get my thing to refocus here. So Austin, that seems interesting for me being a content creator, because I'm pretty sure that Joe and Mark don't necessarily feel that way. What do you think about it? And then between Joe and Mark, you guys can also jump in on that. It's an interesting take.
So I'll jump in real quick. Hank had talked about this earlier today on the phone. One of the things that I'm nervous about when it comes to YouTube is I have been able to grow exponentially over this last year. I've only been on for about a year, and I've gotten some good traction and a lot of views on some of my videos. So that has helped legitimize myself and allow me to get into things like SHOT Show and NRAM and stuff like that, and carry some weight with it. My concern is that if I just dump YouTube and then move over to another platform, say a Full30 or YouTube or any of the other new ones that are coming out, that I kind of have to start over. The other aspect too is I'd like to be able to reach out to individuals that may still be on the fence. Individuals that are interested in guns, that may be looking for a review of something they saw at a gun store that they just so happen to stumble in on, and maybe mine's the first one that pops up. So, I have the ability to walk away from YouTube. I have the ability to walk away from everything if I need.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really interesting thing you said, though, that you want to reach out to people who may be on the fence. or you want to reach out to people who are sort of just starting to educate themselves. And that's going to be, I think, the toughest part of this whole thing, because you can't just drop YouTube and expect to still reach that market if they're not educated, if they're on the fence, or if they haven't really been in the game for very long, right? And if you are still on YouTube and turn into a success overnight, we're up against a very, very tough situation. So, you know, these conversations that we're having, this is kind of where it's at for me. This is how we work through these things, and I think the quicker the better.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
I think that you know, you guys that are the creators that are being monetized and whatnot. Yeah, you can't just, that would, it would be very difficult. But I think that you need to start planning that move now, because eventually you're gonna be gone YouTube for you, and you need to have something else already started and going and make that transition. I'm not saying that you don't continue to post stuff on YouTube, but maybe you go to one of these other channels and start putting your content there first, and then after a period of time, then move it over to YouTube. But one of the things that you got to do on your YouTube channel is you got to start pumping and pushing these other outlets that you're posting videos first, so that people can start going there and being aware of those.
Yeah, I think that I think there's a lot of sense in that. We cannot sit around waiting until these guys just completely come down and crush us. We can't sit on the sidelines. And then when that happens, you're going to be completely asked out. So, for example, if YouTube deletes your whole channel, now, even if you have all your videos backed up, you have to go upload your videos somewhere one at a time, for example.
Yeah, and that's what we had talked about previously, is this Alex Jones situation. Right? It was overnight, right? It all happened on Sunday, and it was all of the platforms. It wasn't one at a time. It wasn't like he had.
Hold on 1 second. You know what, guys? I'm going to step away for a second just because I need to go see if there's anything I could do. I'm still seeing a lot of people complaining, but I'm here by myself right now. So okay. I'm going to step away. You guys keep the conversation going, though. Okay, I'll be right back.
I was going to say, I think this is a good point to point out email newsletter lists. So Hank has one, hankstrange.tv. Go sign up for Hank's newsletter if you haven't. And after you do that, head to 13cgunreviews.com, sign up for my newsletter. And then if you guys have newsletters, definitely chime in after I'm done kind of beleaguering this point maybe. But if it's not a question of ifs, at some point Google's gonna, Google/YouTube is gonna shut down the gun channels. And a newsletter, signing up for our various newsletters. I know Hank only sends out a newsletter maybe once every 10 days. And I'm the same way. I put out, one newsletter, maximum one a week. Usually it's one every 10 days. And then, I'll put, a couple different new videos we've launched. I won't send one out for each one. But it's a great way to stay in contact with us, be able to follow us, not just, one of us personally, but, if depending on the different sites get shut down, we've seen a coordinated effort now by sites that are owned by different companies, right? So you've got YouTube, which is a Google company. You've got Apple, which is the opposite of YouTube, right? And Google. You've got Spotify, which isn't connected to either of the two, at least not to my knowledge anyway. So, these companies are working in concert together to do these things. And that's what's most scary to me, is the fact that you have these separate entities shutting this guy down on the same day. Now, I'm not necessarily an Alex Jones fan. I'm not a fan really at all. He's a little too hyper for me. But everybody, it's a sad day when free speech is killed, and it doesn't matter whether it's him, that crazy woman, Cortez. I mean, that congressional candidate, right? She's a nutball, but she's got a right to speak her opinion, for lack of a better term. but right. So, we've got to come to a point where we can bypass these position to be in if you don't have a backup. And the only way I can see to do that is via a newsletter. But then again, like my newsletter is through MailChimp. So maybe they get together with MailChimp and they shut down all the gun ones too. I have no idea. I mean, it's sad to say that conspiracy theory wise, as it turns out, Alex Jones was right. Right?
He's not always wrong. Let's put it that way.
Right.
He's not always title. So we're gonna have to kind of like try to struggle through it. My apologies to anyone that's having issues. You know, I suggest maybe restarting or something like that. But yeah, we're gonna try to just like force through it here. Now, what did I miss?
We mostly just talked about the important, and not really a big Alex Jones guy, but anytime speech is crushed, it's a sad day. Everybody has a right to speak their mind, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
My opinion.
By the way, shout out to Tactical Toolbox. I see he's in the background. He's one of the guys on Gunstreamer. I think the big thing here that we're talking about is have to figure out how to, I don't know if we can say fireproof or like protect ourselves from what can happen. And I think it's more than just the platform, right? There's multiple things that can happen to you that these guys could do to try to take you down. And we've got to try to get on these things way before it happens. So my question is probably, what's stopping us all from getting there? I see lots of people here in the chat saying that they're on Gunstreamer already, but how come overall we have, and I'm not trying to tell anyone to go to Gunstreamer or YouTube or Full30 or this thing or that thing, but how come overall we're not supporting this stuff and we're all like sticking in with YouTube?
Because we go to what's familiar. You know, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. I mean, how many times have we, told our friends who doesn't know something, just Google it. It's become a custom now that we go to Google to look something up, or we need to figure out. I mean, just yesterday I was cooking and I need to learn how to zest the lemon. What did I do? I looked up a video on YouTube. It's just become second nature to me now. So how do you
searched in YouTube or on Google?
On YouTube for how to zest, because I needed to.
The videos can't be there. I think for us, we removed maybe 30 something videos. Okay. So if you go search on Google before that, you can, if you search for those videos, particularly, or something related to that, Hank Strange and whatever, like there was a lot of instructional videos. They didn't want things on triggers, etc. So if you search for those things, you'll see both. I had them on Full30, I had them on YouTube. You see both. Now, if you search for it, you'll just see what's on Full30. And hopefully soon it'll be populated on Gunstreamer and YouTube, because I've moved over to those and see them as well. I think this is the reason why we have to like try to do this now, like Austin is saying, and get all that stuff to get in the works and start bubbling up, because ultimately what we see here is that the videos that we make, they're going to keep choking them off. And if we change according to their rules and then take out the videos, then they'll make more rules, and then we'll take out more, and then they'll make more rules, and then eventually they'll say, yeah, we don't want any gun stuff on here. So I think at some point we do have to do something about it. Although I understand the power of that Google and YouTube have together, but we could change that to some effect, right? Yeah. We can make people come over for what we're putting out there.
We could, but also you would lose contact with your whole following. I think there's certain ways that we can get, you as the content creator and your following, to get those emails or to get what you need to stay in touch with them. So yeah,
it would be great to get an email list. We're going to talk about some other stuff I think that would be good, or folks out there think, or guys on the panel, but I think it would be cool if for any platforms that are out there, if they helped us build our email list, that would be great.
Yeah, well, and those are things that we can do because we're not YouTube, right? Because you can send an email to YouTube and ask them for that, and they're not going to do it. But we are fully capable, we understand, and more than willing to help you with these things, right? So that's definitely a bonus that we have that that isn't going to happen on the YouTube realm. But also, just backtracking a teeny bit here, we were talking about ways that content creators can help, right? Ways that, so if someone doesn't really know how they can help and they are stuck to YouTube, they're going to stay with YouTube as long as they can. There's still ways that you can do it, right? Just mentioning us, that's kind of the smallest way, just saying, hey, I'm on Gunstreamer. That's great. And I'm not saying I don't want that, because I definitely do. Or wherever you are, I think it's a good idea to mention what platforms you're on. But also there's like varying ways that people can help, right? If you're not putting links to like firearm sales, right? So now you can put them elsewhere, and you can tell people this is where to go. Or you can put, it can be in some way the video content that they asked for, but also in another way, a selling point for them as the viewers to go check out these platforms. I think a lot of times just mentioning it, it's in their head and they kind of sort of understand what it is. But until we get them there, and those viewers are now Gunstreamer viewers or Full 30 viewers or whatever platform, it's not going to help if we don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
We all have to do something.
I agree with that. I think we all have to kind of light a fire under the community to do something. I think there's a couple of things going on here. The tough part of it is the community has seen other things come up and fail. So everyone's, everyone's kind of gun shy about doing it because they've seen other places come up and fail. So they're worried about it. Well, here's the thing. If you've seen other places come up and then you're not going to do anything, then we're definitely all going to fail.
Yeah.
You have to keep failing. I mean, we've got people on here. We've all failed. Is there anyone on here that's ever like gotten every single thing they ever wanted without failing? Yeah, we all fail. Things fall down. If we don't get behind something, it's never going to work. The other thing I have to say is, all these social media platforms are big, but a lot of them are like pyramids, right? It's a pyramid scheme. They're not big because of themselves. They're big because of the people who are on there. So I don't think that if we all left those things or started using something else that they're going to fall apart. But there's got to be, I don't know, I was talking to Mark about this. There's got to be like 50 million people who think the way that we do. There has to be.
Yeah.
At least in America, there's got to be that many people. And if there were places that we all of a sudden moved over to, and then the industry moved over. So if the eyeballs moved over and the industry moved over and the content creators moved over, then you'll get people going there because all of these things are built on our backs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that happened, when YouTube started. I mean, there wasn't a YouTube, and then all of a sudden, boom, this popped up, and now it's become this big giant, and now we need to make someone else the big giant.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that from them making us kind of contraband and all that kind of stuff, we become dangerous. We become more interesting. And people wind up wanting to see, okay, like, why are these guys banned? Why am I not allowed to see this? We've seen that happen before, with music and movies, a lot of different things that people say, oh, you shouldn't watch this thing. It becomes kind of taboo and everyone wants to do it. Let's see. I don't know if there's questions out there, or do you guys have, okay, we have Austin here. So what kind of questions do you guys have about like Gunstreamer? Mark, who's on Gunstreamer, first of all? Okay, so Joe, you're on Gunstreamer?
I just signed up last night.
Okay, I'm on Gunstreamer. Mark, what about you?
I'll be signed up tonight.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully you're signing up right now.
Ken,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real quick, I was just gonna follow up. That you said you had deleted. From what you could tell, you had violated none of their policies, right? You didn't have any links in the description.
That is correct. That it could do running different ammo through it, running it suppressed. Just talking about it, trying to get people interested in this new platform that I had put out. And like I say, it had been up there for at least 3 years, and it just all of a sudden disappeared.
Mm-hmm. So, and mine, I had links in my video. Most of my links are to Amazon items that I have through affiliates, fitandfire.com. And then I had a link to SB Tactical, but SB Tactical doesn't violate YouTube's new policies because they don't sell firearms. They don't sell accessories that are considered taboo, like bump stocks, auto sears, or what's the other one? There's one other that they listed in their guidelines. Mm-hmm. So I'm still technically in compliance with it.
Yeah. Yeah, just like with Ken, I'm pretty sure it was the fact that he had bullpup in there. Because when I got my channel deleted,
pre-production.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when I got the channel deleted, it was because of I think there's just keywords to them, and that bot or whatever is going through there is just looking for those keywords. Austin, you would know better than us. Like, how does this stuff work? I mean,
I'm sure they have bots that bring things to people's attention, but they also have massive teams of content validators that stream through this content. Obviously, they have millions and millions of videos, but they have people that are eyeballing them and threading them out, and those people are trained to be very strict on this type of content. I know I have been through this same thing with Facebook so many times. I can't tell you guys how many times ads of ours have been denied, and a lot of times they do misplace them. Most of the time mine get denied at first sight because they say it's going to a site that sells firearms. Which obviously Gunstreamer does. I've been.
So that's two things that compete with them. It's like if you put up a video uniquely on Facebook, it always does better than if you put a link from YouTube or anywhere else.
Well, and that's they never come back to us and say, "Well, your video ad was denied because it competes with us."
Yeah, of course they won't say that.
I got to jump in here real quick because I went back and reread my email from YouTube, and it said that the title of my video was flagged for us to review. So that tells me that possibly somebody is just going through videos and saying flag for content violation, as if the Southern Poverty Law Center has a bunch of their lackeys out there trying to just disrupt things. Is that something that you guys would agree with, or no?
I'm part of it. Right, their whole system is a snitch system that's set up right now.
Says Tactical Toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at my email from YouTube, it says, as you may know, our community guidelines described which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video K&M Arms M17S308 production ready bullpup was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined.
Yeah,
exactly what mine said.
So there you go. Right. So definitely we have an issue of of someone, like a bunch of people out there that are going through and flagging everything and saying, hey, take a look at this. That could very well be even what happened to Alex Jones, right? Maybe they all got together and they're like, let's go after every single thing that Alex Jones does. Let's go after him on Facebook. Let's go after him on iTunes. Let's go after him on YouTube and this thing and that thing. And if they get enough things reported, something happens to it. And then when they feel like, okay, we got that guy down, let's go after whoever else is out there. I mean, these guys have a lot of money to do this stuff. So, I see all of that as being feasible. So, okay, let me take, I don't know if there's questions out there. I'm going to try to take some questions. I know people are still having issues. What I would say is that short of us like stopping this and trying to reboot the whole thing right now, you guys will probably have to reload it. I know that I've got people saying they don't have issues and then people do. On my side, I don't think there's anything I could do on my side. It looks like my stream is good.
You seem fine on my side, Hank.
Yeah. So I think it's just one of those things that's going on. Austin, please hurry the hell up and do live.
Oh.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Working on, well, let's say that we did get it
mainstream, so he's going to jump over cold turkey and just over, right?
Yeah, I want something better. I mean, I think ultimately if I could get something better, I think my audience would find me over there. I believe in that. So I don't think that's an impossibility. I'm not against it. I think for me personally, what I would like to do is find something better and then use YouTube and all the other social media to point to that thing.
Yeah. So that would probably be the best way to do it, right? If you had an actual, say, a live stream on YouTube, and I know this is like in the best case for the platform scenario, but if you had a live stream on YouTube and then someone went to watch it, and instead of seeing what's happening on your live stream, they said, it was just a big banner that said, here's the live stream, go find it on Gunstreamer or wherever,
Exactly. Look, I think a lot of the
priorities on a lot of our bugs and feature requests, just to help the content creators, and sometimes you know, the viewers as well. All the voices count to us. The viewers are so important to this whole thing, but so are the content creators, right? Nothing
trouble. So there you go. That's probably alt for putting it in there. Maybe we should have disguised it or something like that. I don't know. So the Tyven show says that if you get a live component, they'll be over there. He also wants to know what CPN money for ads or sponsorships, if any, that you guys offer to come over to the platform, plus and post content there. So do you have anything like that going on? Is there any monetization? Austin? Did I lose Austin?
I lost you for a second. You were like a robot for a sec.
Oh, okay.
Going after advertisers. It's a really strange market to be in, and I didn't realize how hard it was going to be until we, you know, got into this whole thing. But we are working very hard on getting the monetization thing figured out, and you know, and to me, there's like three major cogs to this whole wheel, right? I think we're very close to getting some things rolling.
So I mean, I can't speak to everybody. You know, the monetization for my channel and my size, depending. I mean, the way YouTube has hit us has cut, you know, our, you know, what I was getting, which wasn't a lot, by, you know, down to maybe 25% of what it was, you know, 2 years ago, and my channel has grown obviously significantly since then. At the same time, you know, I look at Full30, which has a really good CPM. But then again, they've, and I know we've seen a lot of comments in the side thing, and I was going to try to talk about that. You know, and so the cool thing about Gunstreamer is, I mean, and I like both platforms. The cool thing about Gunstreamer is, because they're not trying to monetize every single video, right? They're able to bring on everybody, which is awesome, because there needs to be some kind of bastion for YouTube. At the same time, from the other side, from a content creator side, having, and it's not every video, right? So maybe 50% of my videos on Full30 run some kind of ad, right? But still, I'm getting a decent CPM. And at the same time, for people who don't understand, like, you know, Hank does this full over 500 rounds of just regular standard bulk 5.56 through, right? That's just that alone. That doesn't even, you know, include the, you know, the camera call, you know, all the time, right? So there are, in a video like that, I've got not just, you know, the amount of time it takes to run those rounds through and actually pay attention to what's happening, but at the same time, editing everything else. I mean, you're talking about trying to justify, especially to our spouse, right? The amount of time I work a full-time day job, coming home and spending, you know, 8 hours to put a video together, minimum like that. And for that, with the editing and everything else, for all the other stuff to roll into it, make it concise, 12 to 18 hours for that one video, not including some of the other shooting costs and everything else involved, right? I can't dedicate that much of my life to that, having a wife and 3 daughters, without being able to show something for it at the end of the day, right? Other than just throw money at it. I mean, I still throw money at this. I don't turn a profit on what I do. I'm hoping one day to be able to get to that Hitchcock 45, you know, maybe junior level, where I can be, you know, 1/10 of where he's at one day, right? By the time I get to be.
Good luck with that on YouTube. You know what? Right. Listen, here's the thing. I'm going to ask you guys. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm wondering if maybe we should just try to reboot this whole thing, because everyone's still having issues. I don't think it's on our side, but the only thing I could think of to help people, we have at least an hour here. Maybe we should all like come out and reboot. What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
Yeah, you know, so